In the real estate industry, when you have BlackRock buying up single-family homes.
Yeah, explain that, because I saw that.
During
BlackRock is this massive hedge fund, right?
During the pandemic, there was a lot of rent relief, but some mortgage relief and stuff like that, right? And what ended up happening was it ended up being, a transfer of wealth. All these bailouts went to these big corporations, right?
Yeah.
And it truly benefited not mom and pop landlords because they still were on the hook for their taxes and utilities and things like that. And, it really benefited corporate landlords who went in and then bought up a lot of single family homes and then they jacked the price of real estate up by going in and just outbidding everybody, buying these homes in cash. And now people cannot, people have been priced out of home ownership, and now they're renting the homes that are owned by BlackRock. Up until recently, they kind of got out of the real estate game because they were taking a little heat. They were getting a lot of bad press. And, things, they're like, now we're buying at the height of the market, rates suck, whatever. Yeah. They backed out. But up until recently, they were, I think, the biggest corporate buyer of U.S. residential real estate, and they've priced a generation of people out of owning a home. And they just did that because I think, eventually, all of these big corporations want you to rent.
Yeah.
They want you to take Ubers and Lyfts. Yeah. They want you to have food delivered. They don't want you to own a business or even think about owning a business. They want you to work at a corporation that they own.
That's terrifying.
It's terrifying.
Yeah. It's like, I think that's even the model with the iPhone now, right? Don't you kind of like pay a monthly fee and you can keep on getting a new phone?
It was explained to me
You're
this
almost like
way.
leasing your phone.
The really smart guy came on my show. He goes, every entity, this guy Russ Baker, he writes books and crap.
Yeah.
But he said every government, whether it's a company or a government, every entity that's ever existed seeks power through control.
Yeah.
It's power through control. If you can control people, you have the power over them. So I think that it's like every government on earth, every Fortune 500 company, I think they want people to be just,
if you don't own your home, someone else has control over you. Yeah. So if you, the less things that you own, the more verticals there are to exhibit control over you.
That's correct.
And is there a solution to this? Is there any way? Because it seems like this is just inevitable, the way it's being described.
I mean, maybe not. I do think it's interesting to look at, whether it's crypto or whether it's, the independence that comes along with a currency that's not Fed-backed, right? Like the idea that,
I was being facetious. Do you really think
that? I'm dead serious. I think that, eventually you will. I think, unfortunately, crypto might just end up being a thing that enriches very rich people anyway. Yeah. But
God willing,
independence, you have to fight for it. You have to keep fighting for it forever throughout history. That's the whole thing. You have to just keep fighting for your independence. It didn't end with the Revolutionary War. This is where I give my big speech at the end here. Like Katie Porter, like Big Mama.
Yeah.
And then I go have a meatball on a stick for $19 and so on. Or whatever crap they now shove down our throats, and just completely go against everything I said. But you just have to keep fighting. You just have to carve out ways that you individually can depend on less people and create communities. I think communal living is going to be a big deal. I think people are going to have their own cities. I think people are going to have their own value systems where they go, we're creating a space for ourselves that, kind of like on the grid but off the grid. I think people are going to, all of this stuff. I think cities are going to...
The pods, we were talking about that, about the pod learning.
Suicide pods?
Yeah, suicide pods.
No, they're great together. Get right in, it's over.
Exactly. Yeah. You think religion comes back?
If you're not playing PrizePicks and you're playing fantasy sports, make the switch. Fantasy's a pain in the ass, you know it. You got to set your lineups every week. If one of your players gets injured, you got to adjust everything. You got to be there for a draft. It's so time consuming. PrizePicks is so easy, daily fantasy app. And most importantly, if you go to prizepicks.com, they will match your initial deposit up to $100 if you use the promo code Schulz. That means if you put in 100, they will give you 100 for free. Look at that. Happy just perked up hearing about 100 free dollars. All right? All you got to do is pick 2 to 6 players every game, anytime, any day that you want to. And if they win or if they go more or less than their PrizePicks projection, you can win up to 25x your money on any entry. For example, tonight you got Mikal Bridges getting more than 24.5 points. Pick more. If you got... Mikal Bridges getting less than 10 rebounds. You pick less. There you go. You just did it. I just did a prize pick for you. So it's that simple, guys. Do it on any sport you want. NFL, NBA, MLB, NHL, PGA, college football. They even did the World Cup of cricket. I did that back there when I went to that fucking disaster of a final where India lost. Guys, prizepicks.com, promo code Schulz. Get on there. It's super fun.
Yeah, but I think the thing with religion is always that a lot of the people that are going to take advantage of it will be charlatans. This is what has happened forever, right?
Yeah.
So like religion, I think there is a resurgence of religion. I think that faith is good. I think people should have. I think religion is can be a great force for good.
Yeah.
I think it can be manipulated, and it often is by sociopaths to,
of course,
create a lot of violence and chaos.
I would still say net positive, but absolutely.
I agree. Yeah, I think it's a net positive. So I don't know what happens. I can't predict it, but you will have to try in the small and big ways you can to like not succumb to all of this stuff, especially if you are a lot of the values that I was raised with, which is like go to college, take out student loans, do what everyone else is doing. I think those are not the right values.
Right.
The values actually are look at who's succeeding, look at what they're doing.
Yeah.
Try to figure out how you can be nimble, agile, move different places. No one's saying you have to live in the most expensive city in the world. Go find a city that's nothing with 200 people, make it something. Go take over Lexington, Kentucky.
Right.
You know what I mean? Get serious.
Yeah.
Go take over something. Go build a community of like-minded people somewhere,
Would you do that?
No.
I see you.
You already did.
It's called
called
because I see
Sag
you.
Harbor.
You're
a gem.
in a lot of ways. You're a loner isn't the right thing because you're always around people, but you do march to beat your own drum.
Yeah, I do kind of. I've learned. I used to hate that, and I now
Hey, what?
kind of being just kind of an island a little bit.
But
and
I feel like you're like that.
Yeah,
you're
I like
well
that,
liked by all these different groups.
Yeah.
You can make fun of all of them. They still bring you in.
Yeah.
But there is a little isolation in you.
There's a little isolation for sure. But as I get older, like I'm 39 now, I think that career stuff is great, but I also think that like things outside of your career become much more important right around this age. Mm-hmm. So I think, I'm not against that now the way that I was. Like if you asked me 5 years ago, I'd be like,
would you join a cult?
Way.
You're not going to join?
No, I'd start a cult. I'd never join anything.
Where are you moving out of LA? What's the deal?
I don't know where I live. No one really knows. I don't even know.
I know the government doesn't know.
At the end of the day, I'm a resident of Dubai. At the end of the day, I sit down with my business guy and I go, where have I been? And he goes, here's where you've been and here's where you have to pay taxes.
And he counts the days with you.
And he counts the days.
God bless
they
him.
all have the days. When I go in to their office
So
in Sherman Oaks, I go, where have I been? And he goes, here's where you've been.
So will they say you got to park your ass in Texas?
No, because I gave up on that. I love Texas in the sense that I love the audiences. I love Rogan. I love his club. I love Shane. I love everyone who works there.
Yeah.
I give up living there because I didn't vibe with it.
Yeah.
So I think you just got to vibe with it. I didn't vibe with Austin, Texas.
So when you said you love Texas, what you meant was
I love the people that
you love all the people that aren't from there that move there.
No, I love the people there that I love. It's got a great culture, but it's not my culture. Here's the thing. I really believe that cultures are different. I feel like it would be like, for me personally, I'm such a New York guy.
Yeah.
And then I lived in LA being a New York guy.
Yeah.
And for me, it was just Texas was a bridge too far.
Yeah.
That's all.
Yeah, it's like you visit a place and you're like, yo, I love it, but I can never
It's a
live
great
there.
culture. I love the music, some of the food, all of that stuff. You know what I mean? Like,
not enough car break-ins.
What can't you get there? What is the thing that you're missing?
Seafood, oceans.
Yeah, you need a little water.
I need a little water. I like water. My mother, I think your mother's DNA is imprinted on you. And my mother loved Florida. She spent a lot of time in Florida. She surfed. She was into boating, all that, was always by beaches. Like, just being around water to me is kind of important.
Are you going to be out east this summer, you think?
Yeah.
For like extended?
So. I think so.
I love this.
I think so.
Yeah.
And the prices are going up right now because a lot of Jewish people don't want to go abroad because of anti-Semitism. So the values are up, and the rentals are up, and the prices are up. Everybody's winning all around. It's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing.
More.
It is what it is.
Springtime.
Springtime.
Oh, that's hilarious. So people been trying to rent your spot out there like crazy?
Yeah, but I'm not going to do it, but I don't think. But
You don't
like,
want Jews living there?
of course, we got to keep it, you know. So, but it's. Listen, here's what I mean to say, and I don't mean to minimize the pain and the suffering and the hurt.
But
Have we seen clouds, silver linings? And the silver lining sometimes of a little shake, because the Earth, the planet is just, you shake it a little bit.
Shake it up.
And you shake it a little bit,
Shake
and
it up.
I'm not shaking it. Who's mad at me?
Yeah.
You out there mad at me? Did I shake it? It's shaking, and it shakes, and then sometimes good things happen. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know.
And who are we about to take advantage of those good
I
things?
just say to myself, hey, what he did with the fire, I say, new, love it. Love it. Love it.
When do we get
and
the
then my
book?
realtor calls and goes, people don't want to travel abroad, and the house values are really going up, and the rental prices are going up. And I go, oh, interesting. So I'm like, so one guy with fire and the house price goes up? Okay.